This is how I made an entry to the internet's biggest render competition. So we have a base scene and we've got to choose an animation. I saw this and thought they could be pushing something, like a boat. Final idea? A Viking funeral. Let's make some characters. Basic head sculpt, quick retopology, duplicate a few times, and sculpt a new face shape. Model a few beards and helmets, texture in Substance Painter, and we have our group of characters. The eyes were a mini rig with separate eyelids, just copied to each one to get that intense blinking action. These are the background characters, so they can be very simple. This poor guy doesn't even have a jaw, but in the render, he's living life. Now for the bodies. Downloaded a load of Mixamo characters, chopped up the meshes into a ton of parts, and combined them into different characters with the basic armature. Definitely use the hue saturation node for the base color. You can copy an object, tweak the colors and values, and you've got a new pair of shoes. Modeled shields, textured them, gave the fire person a bow with a little IK rig to pose them, then add noised bones on all the characters to add some movement, animate some quirky eye movements, and a fire dunk motion for the arrow, sculpt and texture some land to stand on, add a few props, lit by an HDRI and a spotlight with a noise texture. We have our crowd. For the river, I used the ocean setup in Houdini and imported it in as an Alembic file, but this can easily be done inside Blender. I textured it, adding white foam for the pointiest areas. Then I modelled and textured the boat, adding our unalived character and animating it with noise to make it float along. Now for the main character. Let's create more animation potential. This time the head had better topology around the mouth. So using a bone replicating the jaw movement, you can weight paint the mouth to open, adding in teeth objects too. Then add shape keys for the mouth moving in and out. Combine these movements into one controller using drivers and actions. Adjust the beard also to fit this movement with shape keys. And we can get some complex talking movements. Add shape keys to the eyebrows, and by animating just a few bones, you can create an emotive talking animation. Make the rest of the body using Mixamo parts and connect it to the mocap armature. Add extra layers of dirt and paint on the body and face to make it look more ceremonial. Use a surface to form modifier on a mesh with hair particles for shoulder fur. Attach a cloth sim to this, and we have our character. Finally, by using dynamic painting on the character and boat, I added small water displacement and a layer of foam to show the water interaction. For the village, again sculpt and texture the landscape, texture painting some masks for the pathways. Add a few buildings, fences, and tree images on plains. Sculpt some mountains using rock brushes, add a procedural mountain texture, Photoshop together an interesting sky, and throw it on a plane with an emission. Add some fog atmosphere footage on a plane, then render the separate river, riverbank, village, mountains, and sky. Composite this all together, color grade, and add snow and smoke assets. Comp in some fire footage, and we have our final shot. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe for more content and tutorials, and I'll see you next time.